the largest business districts in the world. We will try to take stock of these large buildings, these large neighborhoods that we often do not understand. I would not make a ranking, since depending on the surveys or years, their places vary. But there are still 10 that stand out in the world. We will start with the cradle of business districts, the USA, Midtown, New York. In the heart of Manhattan, it is the largest business district in the USA and therefore in North America. There are the Empire State Building, St. Patrick's Cathedral, and the Flatiron Building, so it is as touristy as it is economical. There we find the headquarters of the New York Times, the headquarters of Foot Locker, and that of Calvin Klein. Financial District, New York, at the southern tip of Manhattan, perhaps the most emblematic, we find Wall Street, the New York Stock Exchange. This is where the first Dutch settlers settled in the 16th century. This is also where the World Trade Center was located. It is this district that draws the skyline of New York. American Express has its headquarters in this area. The Loop, Chicago. Located on the shores of Lake Michigan, this district is said to be home to the first building in history, the Home in Assurance Building. Following a fire in 1871 and 1874, the city was practically destroyed, which gave way to buildings. There we find the tallest tower in the city and in the USA, the Willis Tower. There is the headquarters of Motorola, for example, Europe. The City. Located in London, it is the largest business district in Europe. It is a historic heart with buildings built on the remains of antiquity, the Middle Ages. One of the emblematic buildings is the Gherkin. The district is partly built on the ruins of the bombings of the Second World War. Within it, we find the Cathedral of St. Paul. The district is notably home to Deliveroo and Unilever. La Défense, located to the west of Paris, it is the strongest business district in continental Europe. It is certainly the oldest in Europe since it has been present since the 1960s. La Défense, defense in English, comes from a statue erected there since the defense of Paris during the Franco-Prussian War of 1870. We can cite as emblematic monuments the Grande Arch or the Tour Heckler. The district is home to Total Energies, LVMH, and Thales. Bankenviertel. Located in Frankfurt am Main, it is sometimes called Manhattan. It is above all a banking district, with Deutsche Bank and the European Central Bank. There are around 300 banks in the area. There are some emblematic towers, the Commerzbank Tower, for example, or the Messeturm. The Lufthansa Cargo Company is headquartered there. For the rest, it's mainly banks. Canary Wharf, located in London, a little east of the city, it is a district which developed a little after the city. It is home to the tallest building in the United Kingdom, 1 Canada Square. The HSBC company was headquartered in this district, but by 2026, this will no longer be the case. In fact, as in London, buildings are authorized right in the center, in the city. Unlike Paris, businesses are located in the center of the city and not outside, so the Canary Wharf district is a somewhat more behind in recent times. Asia. Marunouchi and Otemachi. Tokyo. The first located on an old arm of the sea, filled in the 16th century. The Marunouchi, which means inside the circle in English, since the district is located in the historical, political, and economic heart of the city. This neighborhood does not have any skyscrapers that stand out. We can cite Mitsubishi, which has its headquarters there, the group and some of its subsidiaries. The second is a continuation, and I therefore had to cite it. Otemachi, which means Gate of the Big Hand, is also in the same district, in the northern extension of Marunouchi. Nisui sits there, as do other subsidiaries of the Mitsubishi Group and Japan Post. In fact, the two districts are in the big district, Chiyoda. But a bit like London, there are 1 or 2 business districts, but apart from the official districts, there are often unofficial ones, which are a little scattered and which are also smaller and less dense. The Monota district is therefore home to many corporate headquarters and large buildings, but it is not a real business district. Downtown Core, Singapore. We are in the city-state of Singapore at the mouth of the Singapore River. The district developed in place of the old port. The Singapore Petroleum Company is headquartered there. Afterwards, it is mainly hotels, including the Marina Bay Sands. Is this really a business district? Yes, since a good number of companies are based there, but most of them are national companies that few of us know about unless you are Singaporean. Chaoyang, Beijing located in the east of Beijing, it is a huge district compared to the authors previously mentioned. It is a district which houses most of the embassies. We can see it as a building, the CCTV, headquarters, the head office of Chinese National Television. Afterwards, there are few companies known outside of China that have their headquarters there. These are mainly national companies which have no relay outside the country. This ends the video. I have not cited certain cases which I reserve for a future video. I wanted to take stock of the world's major business districts and take you on a journey. Thank you. See you soon.